Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome back to another on-the-road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Today, we're going to be taking a look at your bake element on this Maytag electric freestanding range. To begin your repair, we must first access the back of the unit. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. The tools you will need for this repair are a number 2 Phillips screwdriver and a voltmeter. Now that you have unplugged the unit and gained access to the back, first we'll need to remove the plate here. This covers your terminal block as well as wiring. There are 2 screws that hold it in. Push down and pull out. Now that we have the bottom panel removed, there are 5 screws that hold on the top panel. Once you remove these, just be very careful. The metal is extremely sharp. Grab it and set it aside. Before you remove your last one, put pressure on the plate so it doesn't fall. Grab it from the bottom, slide out. Now that we have our back panel removed, we have clear access to our bake element assembly. Generally, why you'd be replacing a bake element is maybe it'll get a little warm in there, but it just won't get hot, won't preheat. Sometimes the elements actually catch on fire. If you're experiencing any type of, bake problems, it could be an indicator that you do have a bad bake element. The first thing I would do is visually inspect all your wiring. Make sure that there's no visual damage going from the control board down to the bake element. As long as that looks okay, let's go ahead and check for power. Now when checking for power, obviously set your meter to voltage. Remove the terminals from the element. Now one thing that I would recommend doing is use your meter leads and go into the edges of the terminal so that it's got a good grip on it and you can keep them separated and away from the cabinet. Plug these in. Hold with one hand over here and make sure that they're not going to touch or you're not close to anything, and set it up for voltage. When you press on bake, sometimes, depending on your oven, it could switch between bake and broil throughout the cycle. So you could hear 2 different clicks, the click for the bake element turning on and the click for the broil element turning on. Wait about 1 minute whenever doing this and see if you have 240 volts at any time going to your element. As long as your voltage looks okay, let's go ahead and remove your terminals. Next, you'll want to test for continuity on the elements. Generally speaking, any type of heating element, whether it's bake or broil, should have 10 to 50 ohms on there. I like to set my meter to audible tone. Let's give it a check. We do have continuity and it's running 16 ohms. So this element is actually good, but for video purposes, we're going to go ahead and show you how to replace it. Let's get around to the front of the unit. Now that we're to the front of the unit, next we'll need to remove your door. To do so, there are 2 clips, one on each side of the hinge. They'll pull all the way down to where they're at an angle. Now when you push this door up, the lip of the door will catch on the lip of these clips. So meet it, it will stop. Next, we'll pull in and out and set it aside. Now, remove your racks, simply lift up and pull out. Next, to remove your bottom plate, remove the 2 Phillips screws. Grab your bottom plate, simply lift up, slide back and forth and set it aside. Now, with the bottom plate removed, there are 2 Phillips screws that are holding it in place. Take these out. Now pull up, slide out, and set your element aside. When installing your new bake element, you want to slide the back terminals in, push down, re-secure your front strap screw. Might have to give this a little wiggle to line it up. Reinstall your back plate screw. Next, we can reinstall your bottom plate. Gently slide in. Work the bottom lip in and pop it down. Your screw threads should be perfectly lined up. Now install your screws. Now we can reinstall our racks and door. Now, let's reinstall your oven racks. Lift them at an angle and slide in. Reinstall your door. Slide the hinges in the slotted area. Should seat in there properly. Once you get it seated, push your clips back down and close it. Now we'll finish up at the back of the unit. With our bake element installed, just check to make sure that your terminals are not anywhere close to grounding out to the cabinet. You don't want to turn it on and it spark. It can actually take out your main control. As long as this looks okay, go ahead and gently reattach your terminals. Now we can reinstall your back panels. Line your top panel up again. The middle will slide in. Put 1 screw in and tighten it. Line up. Put the other screw in on the other side just to hold it up. Now replace the other perimeter screws. Now we can reinstall the bottom plate. There are 2 tabs that you insert into the 2 slots of the oven and then you lift up. So align both sides in the designated slots. Slide up, replace your screws. And this will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.